Well, welcome back to part 3 of this week's reading of the Messianic Jewish Family Bible, Tree of Life Version, TLV. And this is the Bible study for Waymaker Messianic Jewish and Christian Center USA. We just completed chapter 9 of the book of Job. We are reading chapters 1 through 21. We've done the introduction. And there's a footnote to this one, and that's Romans chapter 3, verse 20. For no human on the basis of Torah observance will be set right in his sight, for through the Torah comes awareness of sin. So we're going to continue. This is Job talking, chapter 10. Do not condemn me. I loathe my own life. I will give full vent to my complaint. I will speak out of the bitterness of my soul. I will say to God, do not condemn me. Tell me why you contend with me. Is it good for you to oppress, to despise the work of your hands, while you smile on the plans of the wicked? Do you have eyes of flesh? Do you see as a human being sees? Are your days like those of a mortal, or your years like those of a strong man, that you should seek out my iniquity and search out my sins? Though you know I am not guilty, yet there is no one to deliver from your hand. Your hands molded and fashioned me. Will now will you now destroy me completely? Remember, you fashioned me like clay. Will you return me to the dust? Did you not pour me out like milk and curdle me like cheese? Clothe me with skin and flesh and knit me together with bones and sinews? You gave me life and steadfast love, and your care has preserved my spirit. Yet these things you have hid in your heart, for I know that this is with you. If I sinned, you would watch me and not acquit me of my iniquity. If I am guilty, woe to me. Even if I'm innocent, I cannot lift my head. I am full of shame and conscious of my affliction. If my head is held high, you hunt me like a lion and again work wonders against me. You renew your witnesses against me and increase your anger toward me. Change and warfare are with me. Why then did you bring me out from the womb? I should have died, so no eye would have seen me. If only I had never come into being, or been carried from the womb to grave. Are not my days few? Then stop, leave me alone, so I might have a little joy before I depart and never return to the land of darkness and the shadow of death, the land of utter darkness, like the deepest darkness and disorder, where even the light is like darkness. So next we have the third guy that talks to him, the third friend, Zophar. God sees iniquity. Then Zophar the Naamathite answered and said, should so many words go unanswered? Is a man justified by his lips? Will your idle talk silence men, and will no one rebuke you when you mock? For you have said, my teaching is flawless, and I am pure in your eyes. But if only God would speak and open his lips against you and show you the secrets of wisdom, for sound wisdom has two sides. Know that God has forgotten some of your iniquity. Can you discover the mysteries of God? Can you find the limits of Shaddai? They are higher than the heavens. What can you do? They are deeper than Sheol. What can you know? Its measure is longer than the earth and wider than the sea. If he comes by and imprisons or convenes a court, who can prevent him? For he knows deceitful men. When he sees wickedness, does he not consider it? But a witless man will gain understanding. When a wild donkey's colt is born a human being. If you devote your heart to him and spread out your hands to him, if you put away the wickedness that is in your hand and allow no iniquity to abide in your tent, then you will lift up your face without reproach. You will stand firm and without fear. You will forget your trouble, and you will remember it like water that has flowed away. Life will be brighter than noonday, darkness like the morning. You will be confident because there is hope. You will look about you and lie down in safety. You will lie down with no one to make you afraid. Many will speak your favor, but the eyes of the wicked will fail, and escape will elude them. Their only hope is their dying breath. Now, in chapter 12, Job responds to this. Job, everything is in his hand. Job responded and said, without a doubt, you are the people, and wisdom will die with you. But I have a mind as well as you. I am not inferior to you. Who does not know these things? I have become a laughingstock to my friend. Though I called on God, and he answered, a righteous and blameless man is a laughingstock. Contempt for calamity is a thought of one at ease, prepared for those whose foot slips. The tents of marauders prosper, and there is a security for those who provoke God, for those whom God brings it in his hand. But now ask the animals, and they will teach you, or the birds of the sky, and they will tell you, or speak to the earth, and it will teach you, or the fish of the sea, and they will inform you. Which of these does not know that the hand of Adonai has done this? In his hand is the life of every creature and the breath of all the human race. Does not the ear test words, or the palate taste food? Is not wisdom with the aged, and understanding bring long life? With him are wisdom and power, counsel and understanding are his. If he tears down, it cannot be rebuilt. One he imprisons cannot be released. If he holds back the waters, they dry up. If he releases them, they destroy the earth. With him are power and sound wisdom. Both deceived and deceiver are his. He leads counselors away stripped and makes judges into fools. He loosens the bonds of the kings and binds a loincloth around their waist. He leads priests away stripped and overthrows the rulers. He silences the lips of trusted advisers and removes the discernment of elders. He pours contempt on nobles and loosens the belts of the mighty. He reveals the deep things of darkness and brings utter darkness into light. He makes nations great and destroys them. He enlarges the nations and leads them away. He deprives the head of the people of the earth of understanding and causes them to wander in a pathless wasteland. They grope in darkness with no light. He makes them stagger like a drunkard. Chapter 13. Job challenges God. Indeed, my eye has seen it all. My ears have heard and understood it. What you know, I also know. I am not inferior to you. Still, I desire to speak to Shaddai and to argue my case with God. You, however, smear me with lies. And this is, he's speaking to his friend. You are worthless doctors, all of you. If only you would keep completely silent. For you, that would be wisdom. Hear now my argument. Listen to the contentions of my lips. Will you speak unjustly on God's behalf? Will you speak deceitfully for him? Will you show him partiality? Will you argue the case for God? Would it turn out well if he examined you? Could you deceive him as you deceive a man? He would surely rebuke you if you secretly show favoritism. Would not his majesty terrify you, and dread of him fall on you? Your maxims are proverbs of ashes, your defenses are defenses of clay. Be silent and let me speak. Then let then let come to me what may. Why should I take my flesh in my teeth, and take my life in my hands? Even if he slays me, I will wait for him. I will surely defend my ways before him. This too will be my salvation, for no godless can come before him. Listen carefully to my words, and let my declaration be in your ears. See now, I have prepared my case. I know that I will be vindicated. Who will contend with me? If so, I will be silent and die. Only two things do not do to me, then I will not hide from your face. Withdraw your hand far from me, and do not assail me with your terror. Then call, and I will answer, or I will speak, and you respond to me. How many are my iniquities and sins? Show me my transgressions and sin. Why do you hide your face and consider me your enemy? Will you frighten a wind-blown leaf and chase after dry chaff? For you write bitter things against me and make me inherit the iniquities of my youth. You put my feet in shackles and watch all my paths. You put marks on the soles of my feet, so he wastes away like something rotten, like a moth-eaten garment. And a footnote is First Corinthians chapters 4, verse 5 says, therefore, do not judge anything before the time. Wait until the Lord comes. He will bring to light the things hidden in darkness and also make clear the motives of the hearts. Then the praise for each one will come from God. Interesting. Chapter 14, Death and Resurrection. Death and Resurrection. A mortal born of woman is of few days and full of turmoil. Like a flower he comes up and withers, like a shadow he flees, and does not stay. Do you fix your eyes on such a one and bring me for judgment with you? Who can make something pure out of the impure? No one. Since his days are determined, the number of his months is with you. You have set his limits, which he cannot exceed. Look away from him and let him alone until he fulfills his time like a hired laborer. At least there is hope for a tree. If it is cut down, it will sprout again, and its shoots will not cease. Though its roots grow old in the earth and its stump dies in the dry ground, at the scent of water it will bud and sprout sprigs like a new plant. But man dies and is powerless. Man expires, and where is he? As water evaporates from the sea, and a river drains away and dries up, so a person lies down and does not rise until the heavens are no more. People will not awake or be roused from their sleep. Oh, that you would hide me in Sheol and conceal me until your wrath has passed. Oh, that you would set a time for me and then remember me. If a man dies, will he live again? All the days of my hard labor, I will wait until my relief comes. You will call, and I will answer you. You will long for the work of your hands, for then you will number my steps. You will not keep track of my sin. My transgression will be sealed in a bundle and cover over my iniquity. Yet a mountain falls away and crumbles, and a rock is moved from its place as water weary as water wears away stones and torrents washes away the soil. So you destroy a person's hope. You overpower him once for all, and he perishes. You change his appearance and send him away. If his sons achieve honor, he does not know it. If they are brought low, he does not perceive it. He only feels pain for his own flesh and mourns for his own soul. In chapter 15, as Eliphaz rebukes Job, then Eliphaz the Temanite, we're back to the first guy, responded and said, does a wise man answer with empty knowledge, or fill his belly with the east wind? Does he argue with useless talk and words that have no value in them? You even do away with reverence and hinder devotion before God. For your iniquity prompts your mouth, and you choose the tongue of the crafty. Your own mouth condemns you, not I. Your own lips testify against you. Are you the first man to be born? Were you were you brought forth before the hills? Do you listen in on God's counsel? Do you limit wisdom to yourself? What do you know that we don't know? What do you understand that we do not understand? Both gray-haired and aged are with us, men even older than your father. Are the comforts of God too small for you, or a gentle word towards you? Why has your heart carried you away, and why do your eyes flash? So that so that you turn your spirit against God and bring such words out of your mouth. What is a man that he could be pure, or one born of woman that he could be righteous? If he puts no trust in his holy ones, if even the heavens are not pure in his eyes, how much less man who is vile and corrupt, who drinks evil like water? I will tell you, listen to me, and what I have seen I will declare, what wise men have declared, and did not hide from their ancestors, to whom alone the land was given, when no foreigners passed among them. All his days the wicked suffers torment, and numbered are the years stored up for the tyrant. Terrifying sounds are in his ears in a time of peace. Marauders attack him. He does not expect to escape from darkness. He is destined for the sword. He wanders about for bread. Where is it? He knows that the days of darkness is at hand. Distress and anguish terrify him. They overpower him like a king poised to attack. For he raises his hand against God and flaunts himself against Shaddai, defiantly rushing at him with a thick, strong shield, because he covered his face with his fat and made his hips bulge with blubber. He lived in ruined cities, in houses which no one inhabits, which are ready to crumble into heaps. He will not become rich, and his wealth will not endure, nor will his possessions spread over the land. He will not escape from the darkness. A flame will wither his shoots, and he will depart by the breath of his mouth. Let him not trust in emptiness, deceiving himself, for emptiness will be his reward. Before his day it will be paid in full, and his branch will not be green. He will shake off his unripe grapes like a vine, and cast off his blossoms like an olive tree. For the company of the godless is barren, and fire consumes the tents of bribery. They conceive mischief and bring forth evil, and their belly prepares deception. Chapter 16. Job reproves his friends. Job answered this, saying, I have heard many things like these. You are miserable comforters, all of you. If there is there no end to your futile words? What compels you to answer? I too could speak like you. If you were in my place, I could compose words against you and shake my head at you. But I would strengthen you with my mouth, and comfort from my lips would bring you relief. Yet if I speak, my pain is not relieved, and if I refrain, does it not go away from me? Surely now he has exhausted me. You have devastated my entire household. You have seized me. It has become a witness. My leanness rises against me and testifies to my face. His anger has torn and tormented me. He gnashes at me with his teeth. My enemy looks at me with daggers in his eyes. People open their mouths against me. They strike my cheek in contempt. They unite together against me. God has handed me over to the ungodly and tossed me into the hands of the wicked. I was at ease, but he shattered me. He grabbed me by the neck and crushed me. He has made me his target. His archers surround me. Without mercy, he pierces my kidneys and spills my gall on the ground. He breaks through against me, breach after breach. He runs after me like a warrior. I have sewn sackcloth over my skin and sunk my horn in the dust. My face is red from weeping, and on my eyelids are deep darkness, yet no violence is in my hands, and my prayer is pure. Earth, do not cover my blood, and let my cry find no resting place. Even now my witness is in heaven, my advocate is on high, my intercessor is my friend. As my eyes pour out tears to God, he contends with God on behalf of man, as one pleads for a friend. For the number of years will come to pass, then I will go the way of no return. Chapter 17 is Hope in Sheol. My spirit is broken, my days have cut short. The graveyard awaits me. Surely mockers are with me. My eyes must gaze on their hostility. Make then a pledge for me with you. Who else would strike hands with me? Because you have closed their heart to understanding, therefore you will not exalt them. If anyone denounces his friends for profit, the eyes of his children will fail. He has made me a byword to people. I am the one in whose face people spit. My eyes have grown dim with grief, and all my limbs are like a shadow. The upright are appalled at this. The innocent are stirred up against the ungodly, but the righteous one holds to his way, and the one with clean hands grows stronger. But turn, all of you, come now. I will not find a wise man among you. My days have passed, my plans are torn apart, yet the desires of my heart turn night into day. In the face of darkness, light is near. If I hope for Sheol as my home, if I make my bed in darkness, if I say to the pit, you are my father, and to the worm, my mother or my sister, where then is my hope? And my hope, who sees it? Will it go down to the gates of Sheol? Sheol? Will we descend together into the dust? Chapter 18. Bildad rebukes Job. Then Bildad the Shuahite replied, saying, How long until you end these words? Consider, and then we will talk. Why are we regarded as beasts and stupid in your eyes? You who tear yourself to pieces in anger, will the earth be abandoned for your sake? Or must a rock be moved from its place? Indeed, the light of the wicked is snuffed out. The flame of his fire does not shine. The light in his tent grows dark. The lamp above him goes out. His vigorous stride is shortened, and his own scheme throws him down. For he is cast into a net by his feet. He wanders into its mesh. A trap seizes him by the heel, a snare holds him fast, a rope is hidden for him on the ground, and a trap for him lies on the path. On every side terror frightens him and harasses him every step. Calamity is hungry for him, disaster is ready for his fall. It eats away pieces of his skin. Death's firstborn devours his limbs. He is torn from the security of his tent and marched off to the king of terrors. Nothing of his dwells in his tent. Brimstone is scattered over his dwelling. Below his roots dry up, and above his branches wither. His memory perishes from the earth, and he has no name in the land. He is driven from the light into darkness, and is banished from the world. He has no offspring or descendant among his peoples, no survivor where he once dwelt. People of the west are appalled at his fate. People of the east are seized with horror. Surely such are the dwellings of the wicked, such is the place of one who does not know God. Chapter 19. Job, have pity on me. Job responded, saying, How long will you torment my soul and crush me with words? 10 times now have you reproached me, you attack me shamelessly. But even if it is true that I have erred, my error remains with me. If indeed you would exalt yourself above me and prove my humiliation against me, then know that God has wronged me and encircled me with his net. Though I cry out violence, I get no response. I cry for help, but there is no justice. He has blocked my way so I cannot pass, and has shrouded my path in darkness. He has stripped me of my honor and removed the crown from my head. He tears me down on every side until I am gone. He uproots my hope like a tree. His anger burns against me, and he considers me among his enemies. His troops advance together. They build a siege ramp against me and encamped around my tent. He removed my brothers far from me. My acquaintances my acquaintances, I'm getting tongue tied tonight, are only strangers to me. My relatives have gone away, and my close friends have forgotten me. My house guests and my maidservants consider me a stranger. I have become a foreigner in their eyes. I call my servant, but he does not reply, though I beg him with my own mouth. My breath is repulsive to my wife. I am loathsome to my children. Even young children despise me. When I stand, they speak against me. All my close friends despise me, though I love the I'm watching my counter. I'm not sure I'm going to have enough time here. I am loathsome to my children. Even young children despise me. When I stand, they speak against me. All my close friends despise me. Those I love have turned against me. My bones cling to my skin and my flesh. I have escaped only by the skin of my teeth. Have pity on me, my friends. Have pity. For the hand of God has struck me. Why do you pursue me like God? Are you not satisfied with my flesh? Oh, that my words were written, that they were recorded in a scroll, that with an iron pen and lead they were engraved in stone forever. My Redeemer lives, yet I know that my Redeemer lives, and in the end he will stand on earth. Even after my skin has been destroyed, yet in my flesh I will see God. I myself will see him with my own eyes. I am not a stranger, my heart grows weak within me. If you say, how we will pursue him, since the root of the matter is found in him, then you should fear the sword for yourselves. For wrath brings the punishments of the sword, so that you may know judgment. And I'm going to end this part and come back with the final 2 chapters for this week. Then we're going to do an altar call and close out this week's Bible study.